Hello guys, welcome back to VP Reaction. I'm Vicky.
Peter here.
Welcome to today's reaction episode whereby we are back with another episode of a video
Yeah.
of why Wichita Lineman is the greatest unfinished song of all the time. Okay, so it was unfinished song.
We did this song that was by Glencampbell. Yeah, Glencampbell. That's the Wichita Lineman. So was the song unfinished?
That's what I'm wondering. So, like, was it unfinished? So you guys can tell us much about that.
We are about to find it.
Yeah. So stay tuned, guys. This was brought to us by Dan. So thank you so much, Dan, for this. Hope it will we'll learn a lot from this.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, if you are a Glencampbell fan, you're new here, a returning viewer, consider subscribing. This is the vibe that we bring to you each and every day in our family, and the family is growing bigger each and every day. So don't be left outside. Subscribe to be part of us and give us on what can we do tomorrow. Will really depend on you on that. Will you be also supporting us? We have a Buy Me Coffee link on our channel description, or even join our Patreon community.
Yes.
On Patreon, there is some good offers there of exclusive content that we can't post on YouTube. You'll be finding them on our second community, being Patreon. So both links on our channel description. And for today, enjoy with us why Wichita Lineman is the greatest unfinished song of all time.
Okay.
Let's go.
Unfinished song of all time. Bob Dylan called it the greatest song ever written. But it's on this record, and we all...
Wait, Bob Dylan included?
Bob Dylan called
the greatest song ever, Bob Dylan written. So the Bob Dylan was he the one quoted?
That's I've had like Bob Dylan quoted.
This might be the greatest unfinished song of all time. Bob Dylan called it the greatest song ever written. But it's on this record, and we all know the song, so how can it be unfinished? Well, actually, it's a surprise Glencampbell was even singing it to begin with. It was the spring of 1968, and Glencampbell had made an unexpected career turn, having gone from session musician into country singer. Before this, he was best known as being part of the Wrecking Crew, a group of some of the best session musicians in LA who played on many well-known records of the time. Glenn played guitar with Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley, and even toured with the Beach Boys, filling in for Brian Wilson.
And then all of a sudden he's a singing star. Well, he always could sing. We used to kid him about, oh, he's standing up and singing now, he's going to be a big star, but he became a big star.
I mixed actually the first record, that record that he made for Capitol. I mixed that record. And it was like a really surprise to see him come in and say, I'm singing on this record.
And it worked. By the late 60s, he was probably the biggest country singer in the world. He'd had two massive hit songs, Gentle on My Mind and By the Time I Get to Phoenix, but he wasn't a songwriter. He didn't write these songs. And in 1968, when he was searching for another big hit, he had a problem. He was working on a new album and was not only short of songs for the album, but none of them would be a hit single. So he called up Jimmy Webb, the songwriter who had written By the Time I Get to Phoenix, hoping he could do it again.
They called me and said, can you write us a song about a town, Glenn said. I said, well, I'm not sure I want to write a song about a town right now. I think I've overdone that. He said, well, can you do something geographical?
Reluctantly, Jimmy agreed to give it a go. The inspiration came from a memory he had of driving through the Oklahoma Panhandle, an area of North America filled with endless plains and flatland.
Remember, Wichita is I think it's one of the, is it a town or something? Yeah. In America.
In the States.
In the States, yeah.
And I've seen a map here.
Yes.
Yeah, United States, New Mexico, Texas, Mississippi. Oh, I'm really liking these. Now I can maneuver in the US by this map.
Panhandle, an area of North America filled with endless plains and flatlands. The road stretches out into the distance endlessly, and lining each of these roads is a network of telephone cables.
Yeah.
Jimmy remembers driving out in the open flatlands and in the distance seeing someone working on top of one of the telephone lines.
Okay.
As he drove closer, he saw that he was on the phone, and he began to imagine who he was talking to and what he thought about all day, working on the lines. So he sits down at his piano and he pairs this lyrical idea with one of the most beautiful chord progressions ever written.
Okay.
Yeah.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep...
The guy is playing the piano, looks easy to play that. Huh? He's really mimicking that tune of Wichita Lineman
Yes.
song. Exactly.
There is one verse of music with 2 verses of lyrics.
I called them up and I said, I've got a song over here. I said, but I don't really think it's finished.
Okay.
And they said, well, send it over anyway.
So just a couple of hours after the phone call asking for a song, Jimmy sent over his idea. It's not finished, there's no chorus, no bridge, no third verse, and he tells Glenn that if you like the idea, let me know and I'll finish it. But Jimmy never hears back, and so he never does finish it. But little does he know that Glenn heads straight to the studio and records that initial idea. The basic track of vocal, guitar, bass and drums was recorded in May 1968. Glenn of course is singing and playing the guitar, and his friends from the Wrecking Crew helped to provide the other instruments. Because the song wasn't fully written, and of course no one had recorded it before, it required some arranging, and it was Carol Kay who comes up with the opening bass line.
Don't think it had any part written.
She came up with da-da-da-da-da, blah, you know. She said, how about this for a kickoff on Wichita Lineman? And she came up with that.
I can actually take out the orchestral overdub and show you what the initial recording would have sounded like with just the rhythm track.
Still could be interesting.
I am a lineman for the county.
They record the 2 verses of lyrics that Jimmy sent over, and then they're at the end of Jimmy's idea. So what do they decide to do? Play one more verse, but the first half of the melody is a guitar solo. What I love about this is that there were so many options. They could have asked Jimmy to write a third verse or a bridge.
Yeah.
Or at the very least,
I felt like maybe they saw like, okay, this will work.
Yeah.
It's not maybe they felt like this is already finished. When you add the guitar, the bass, the drums, like everything is complete. We don't need the third verse.
just invent some new instrumental idea for the guitar. But they keep it so simple. They just play the same melody on the guitar. And yet if you try and imagine them using any of these other ideas, it's hard to imagine the song being any better. Now this is just the basic rhythm track, no orchestra or anything else. That will all come later. Because not long after this, Jimmy and Glenn cross paths again.
A couple of weeks later, I ran into him somewhere and I said, so I guess you guys didn't like that song. He said, oh, we cut that. I said, well, it wasn't done. And he said, well, it's done now.
But Jimmy's contribution wasn't done yet, because Jimmy introduced Glenn to a Gould Brownson organ which he had at home. The organ was able to produce this psychedelic whistle sound.
How does it? Oh, that's the I think this is the organ we're asking about. He's really looking unique. It has some kicks on the leg, but some double piano.
Oh, that's
you remember the tune? I think he might give us a little bit of it.
Organ which he had at home. The organ was able to produce this psychedelic whistle sound, which was used to evoke the sound of the wires that the lineman might hear.
I went over and I turned on this ring-a-ding thing, and I held down 2 notes here, and it went.
That's
He said, wow. He said, that's cool. I said, yeah, it sounds like a satellite or a, yeah. He said, that's cool. He said, let's put it on the record.
So as well as an orchestral overdub, Jimmy also played the organ on the final song. It's a very subtle effect on the final record, but if I play just the orchestral overdub and the organ, you'll be able to hear just how great it sounds.
Okay.
It was clear that this song was going to be more than just the commercial hit that Glenn had been looking for, but also in fact something truly beautiful.
Wichita Lineman, when I heard it I cried. When I was on the way home I'd see all the electrical wires and all the telephone poles. It made me cry,
Okay.
But there's one more idea that symbolizes just how magical a songwriting process like this can be. Perhaps the most famous lyric from this song is the line, "I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time." But years later, Jimmy Webb spoke of how if he spent more time thinking it over, he probably would have changed it.
And one of the things that I found was that in Wichita Lineman, there's a line that goes like this, "And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time." And the Wichita Lineman is still on the line. 100,000 people have walked up to me and said, "You know the greatest line you ever wrote? I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time." Had I known what I was doing, I wouldn't have written that line. I would have found a way to make it rhyme. It was only years later that I became aware of what a songwriter was even supposed to do.
I've made videos about the songwriting process of so many songs, and it never fails to amaze me that if you want to write the greatest song ever written, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Or in this case, you don't even know to finish it. Wichita Lineman was released on the same day that I'm releasing this video, and my friend David Bennett has also just released a video speaking in depth about the music theory behind this song. So go check out his video to...
Oh, wow.
Okay.
These are really amazing.
Interesting. Like, when you're a songwriter, you don't have to overthink. Just write whatever comes in your mind and it will flow. Because when Jimmy is like, if I came to rethink years later and I was like, okay, I could have changed that song, that line
to make it rhyme.
to make it rhyme, but the fact that he didn't change and everyone was loving that line.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yes,
you know?
it made sense.
Yeah, but by rhyming, by following the maybe the writing rules and skills, the rhyming schemes, so it could maybe lose the meaning, but have the taste, have that rhyming scheme in it when singing it. But when thinking about what the lyrics say, it might have lost the meaning. But you see, people say it's their best lyrics.
It ended up being the best line.
Yeah, so this amazing song, how Wichita Lineman came out, and you know it's a story that a lot of people, not even more, but up to date, are going through the same circumstance on being loneliness, and work, and being dedicated to work and sidelining family part of it, or maybe being forced to do that.
I think here it was forced because because of circumstances, because Lineman was walking, and I think from where he was staying with his family to the place where he was going to work, which I think it was a longer distance, and so for him to get even time to come back to the family, or maybe get an off, to just a break to come back to the family, it could take a lot of days. So that's
also what Jimmy added, like when he was driving along the place, the only thing he could see is a flat surface and poles. So when the linesman was working there, he was alone.
Yes, it's a lonely place. It's a place maybe people are not, there's no settlements at the place, so
but
you can imagine.
The line must pass there, the telephone lines.
And also it's of course a place that is deserted. It's always a long distance before you find people.
So loneliness kills you there.
You have to travel for a long time to reach there. Then when you are there, you don't have even people to talk to. You don't have even neighbors or anyone to borrow some water or something. So
really
it's
tough.
Difficult.
So thank you, Dan, for this. It has really shed light on our relics understanding of the song Wichita Lineman. Really amazing one. Thank you guys for watching with us. Don't forget to give us your genuine comment on the comment section. Like it, subscribe here.
Thank you so much for your time. Hope to see you soon.